Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Duck Under with Austin Pettigrew, and we're here to talk about some 149 championship weights from the NCAA Championship Wrestling this year. So let's get right into it. Let's get to some storylines. Really only two here, not many, but a big one is, will Rutgers get their first champion? Now, this was, of course, before Suriano was crowned champion, but many people thought it'd be Anthony Ashnault, and Ashnault did end up winning, but many people thought it would be Anthony get the first championship, depending on how the finals order would go, and didn't go in his favor. But let me just say this about Anthony Ashnault, Rutgers' first four-time All-American. Now, that's what I call an accomplishment, being the first four-time All-American in anything for any program. Now, he wasn't the first because Surion was, but, hey, be the second champion in their history and be the first four-time All-American, hats off to Anthony Ashnault. That dude's earned it for everything he's done, especially in that finals match against Micah Jordan. Took it right to Micah. Hey, Micah didn't stand a chance. Ashnault was short cruising almost. Then you get the main one. Who will replace Zane Traynor, Zane Rutherford? Zane Rutherford, one of the most dominant champions in the past few years. The question was who replaced him, because on paper this weight looked like it didn't really add anything. What was going to happen without Zane Rutherford? People are going to ask the same question. What's going to happen without Bo Nickel, and what's going to happen without Jason Nolf? Those weights will survive, and this is the way we know it's going to survive, because look at this weight. This was an exciting weight class. Didn't know what it was going to bring, but it brought a lot. So, we had Anthony Ashnault replace Zane Rutherford as the main guy. Now, the question is who's going to replace Anthony Ashnault, since Anthony Ashnault's graduating, of course. I'll talk about who I think it will be, take the reins of this weight towards the end of this video, but let's get right into the All-Americans now. So All-Americans will go how we normally do, first all the way down the AF. So let's start with Anthony Ashnault versus Micah Jordan. Great match. Ashnault took it to Jordan the whole time. Ashnault is that guy who's always on high levels no matter what. He won a 9-4 decision win Micah Jordan, and on his way to that, he had to face Jared Deegan, tough guy from Iowa State, Davion Jeffries, no joke, from OU, and then Matt Kolonzik. He only beat him 2-0 after beating him 10-2, I believe, in the duel. But again, Ashnault put it on people. Now, Micah Jordan didn't have a much easier path here. You have Max Thompson, always a good guy who's always competing there. Micah Jordan also had Pat Lugo. Pat Lugo's always going at full speed. That dude upset Caden Graffeller, who we'll get to in a minute also. But, Pat Lugo's a guy to keep watching out for. And you get Austin O'Connor. That dude's going to be a great person to have in this way next year. And I believe he's going to be the guy who will win it next year. Austin O'Connor, guy to watch for. He's always on fire. He comes big time in these matches, knows how to win, knows how to keep it in mind, and always is this guy that you need to keep watching for, and he'll keep improving. Austin O'Connor is a guy that people need to watch for in the future. So, if Ashnault Jordan, this match was quite simple. Ashnault took it to Jordan the whole time and just kept himself in there and won 9-4, pretty easy. And so, Rutgers gets its second all-time champion, but its first four-time All-American. Let's remember that now, people. And let's move on. Third and fourth place match, we got Austin O'Connor versus Mitch Finesilver. For those of you who know the story about Mitch Finesilver, three-time qualifier at this point, four-timer now, never All-American, always in that round of 12, but kept getting beat out. And so, Mitch Finesilver, finally All-Americans for the first time after winning his blood round match, and, he goes on to get fourth against Austin O'Connor. Again, Austin O'Connor had a great tournament. These two had wrestled each other multiple times this year. I believe this was their fifth time at this point, but again, Austin O'Connor took it to him, beat him for the first time in the quarterfinals, and then 3-1, and then in their rematch in the consolation for third and fourth, he beat him again, which is good. Beat the same guy in the same term. That's hard. Beat him 7-5. Again, close match. But hats off to Mitch Finesilver. That dude's always working. Love Mitch Finesilver. Loved watching him wrestle. That dude's an inspiration to keep knowing that even though you don't get it the first time, just keep trying, keep going. You will get there eventually. Great story for Mitch Finesilver. Happy he All-American. And just great to see him finally get that All-American. Probably not the way he wanted to end it. I thought he would honestly be in the championships. I thought he had the possibility to. Because Mitch Finesilver is just a good. But, that's just who I fought at that point. And on that, Austin O'Connor, like I said before, this kid has got talent. This kid's going going to be a great addition to this 149 weight class. He's probably going to end up winning a championship, I believe, because I think he's that good. Beat someone like Mitch Feinsilver. I respect Mitch Feinsilver to the house. Some of y'all will be like, oh, it's Mitch Feinsilver. Who cares? You see what he did against Michael Jordan? Held Michael Jordan to a close match. I'm telling you, Austin O'Connor is going to be something special over these next few years. Now, let's get to the 5 and 6 match, Matthew Kolodzik versus Brock Mahler. Matthew Kolodzik was a curious case this year. Started as the number 1 seed overall, got demolished by Anthony Ashnault, number 2 seed now. Has a weird loss. Weird loss at Ivy Leagues. And then, gets that, kind of gets demoted. Gets demoted to that 5th seed. These two wrestled against each other in the quarterfinal, where Mahler was, of course, the 4th seed, but that's besides the point. So, Matthew Kolodzik has to battle back now, faces Anthony Ashnault in the semifinals, loses 2-0 there, has a good match against Ashnault. But, Kolodzik, again, dude's exciting to watch. He's someone who is exciting to watch and, could be in a championship next year too. Brock Mahler, this year, freshman, dude was interesting to watch. He's one of those guys who I think will make an impact later. I don't know if he'll be a champion. I don't know if he'll be like a Jay Ironman possibly. But he's a guy to watch for next year in the next few years. He's going to be an interesting case. If he takes it to the next level, he has the opportunity to, of course, All-American or keep All-American. He will All-American. He's a good wrestler. But that always doesn't cut it. So as long as he keeps improving. 7th and 8th place match, you got Jarrett Deegan versus Pat Lugo. And so Jarrett Deegan, great wrestler, better person. Dude always knows how to win. Had a close blood round match against Ayatollah and won that 6-5. And then lost to Brock Mahler, of course, 10-7. But, Jarrett Deegan beat Pat Lugo. Pat Lugo ain't no one to joke about. This dude is special. This guy, again, I think he could be in the finals too. He needs to refine himself more, but Pat Lugo is a guy to keep watching out for also. Jarrett Deegan is too. Coach Dresser at Iowa State has been doing a great job of making Iowa State that program that it used to be. And, just keep building that up. Again, Jarrett Deegan, he beat Pat Lugo. And, good job for Jarrett Deegan. Good job for Pat Lugo getting on that podium after being kind of underranked this year. So let's go back through. The All-Americans are Anthony Ashnault at 1, 2, Michael Jordan, 3, Austin O'Connor, 4, Mitch Feinsilver, 5, Matthew Kolodzik, 6, Brock Mahler, 7, Jarrett Deegan, and 8, Pat Lugo. So let's go into the most impressive wrestler. I've talked about this guy multiple times already, but I'm going to talk about him again. Austin O'Connor. This guy really impressed me. O'Connor, I think, has the potential to be a great champion at this weight. And he proved it here. He proved that he's a gamer no matter what competition's in front of him. You get a tough guy like Mitch Feinsilver, beats him, knows how to win. You get Michael Jordan, not scared of him, wrestles with him. He ends up getting third. Austin O'Connor is someone to look out for next year. This dude's special. This dude will do special things for North Carolina. And who knows? Like I said, he may be a national champion eventually. Most disappointing, this one's obvious, I think. Kane Graffeller. As again, most of you know, I'm an OSU fan. Love my OSU Cowboys. Love Cornell. But Kane Graffeller disappointed me. He comes in on a red hot streak, beating everyone. Then of course he faces Matthew Kolodzik, Anthony Ashnault, Brock Mahler. That's the 1, 4, and 5 seed. It was like, okay, he lost to them. It happens. Those are 3 of the best guys of the weight. They lose to Pat Lugo. I'm thinking, okay, something's wrong with Kane Graffeller. It makes me think Bulu Allen was there. It makes me wish Bulu Allen was there because Bulu Allen's always a gamer. That dude knows how to win. Fortunately, he was hurt. I'm praying for the speediest recovery for Bulu Allen, but it happens. That's part of the game. But let's talk about Graffeller for a minute. Graffeller, I thought he had everything he takes to be an All-American. I didn't think he'd be a champion, of course, this year, but I thought he could be a 5th, 6th placer. But this guy disappointed me. Straight up, he goes 0-2 in this tournament. Doesn't help OSU at all in the team point race. And this ain't nothing against Josh Maruka. Love Josh Maruka, Arizona State guy. But you lose Josh Maruka, bye-bye, Caden. Maybe this is why you didn't start over Bulu Allen. I'm just saying. But again, Kane Graffeller has all the highest potential in the world, but he needs to stop doing stupid stuff. Needs to focus on his wrestling aspect. Needs to stop doing the moves that look the flashiest. Just stick to what you know. Stick to what you know and stick to winning. why do the flashiest moves if you can't win? I mean, come on now. But yeah, he's the most disappointing from this whole bracket, I think, because came in with so much expectation, but just crash lands like that. Some close All-Americans. Max Thompson, tough dude from UNI, always there, always willing to fight, but just comes up short against Brock Mahler, who would end up being the 6th place guy for All-American status. And then you get Tommy Thorne. Tommy Thorne's a fighter. Really wished he would have All-American this year, but he ran in the Pat Lugo. Unfortunately, this is Tommy Thorne's last year. Wish I could keep watching him. Love watching Tommy Thorne, but he couldn't get it done. And again, Tommy Thorne's a great guy to watch, even better person. This dude is always game, knows how to win, but he couldn't get it done this time. A guy to watch for next year. He didn't do as good as I thought he would in the tournament. I thought he would do better, and fortunately he didn't. And so you might not know this name, but it's Joshua Heil. And for those of you who know Joshua Heil, he's the brother of Dean Heil, who is a 2-time national champion from OSU. And Josh Heil, he's a guy to watch for. I think he has every potential to be just as good as his brother. And again, I think he could be in the finals someday too. He's from Campbell. Kerry Colette's doing a good job there. They had quite a few not All-Americans, qualifiers this year. So good job to Coach Colette. And Josh, I'm going to look out for next year. Didn't do as good as I'm sure he didn't think he would do. But again, Joshua Heil, remember that name because I believe he will be an All-American next year. Whether that be anywhere from 1st through 8th, we'll find out. But again, all right, guys, thanks for listening. This has been the Duck Under with Austin Pettigrew. Remember, duck and cover.